The stars stretch endlessly behind him as Omni-Man glides silently through the vacuum of space. There's no battle this time, only the serenity of a journey home. He descends toward a massive structure nestled on the surface of a moon. It's a colossal base, sharp-edged and sleek, marked with the insignia of authority and power. He lands with purpose and walks through its corridors until he reaches the threshold of a familiar place, home. He smiles warmly, almost cheerfully. "Honey, I'm ho—" He stops mid-sentence. His face changes and his smile falters. Omni-Man steps inside and is immediately greeted by his son, who pulls him into a firm, emotional hug. It's not dramatic, just genuine. After everything they've been through, moments like this matter. Mark tells him it's good to see him again. He asks how long Nolan's been back, explaining there was an attack and communication systems were disabled. Nolan didn't even know they had returned. Sitting nearby, Debbie confirms with a soft voice that she had already told them. The room is peaceful, almost shockingly normal. Debbie lounges on a couch while the kids play on the floor. Eve watches over them with a quiet smile. There's laughter, toys, a sense of home. Then, one of the children, Tara, runs up to Nolan, full of joy. She proudly declares that her dad is strong, just like him. She even lets her dad fly her, if he goes really, really slow. Nolan laughs, teasing her. He says he's jealous, but Tara quickly adds that he flies too fast. He scares her. Nolan lifts her into his arms and softens his tone. He tells her that fear isn't something to avoid, it's something to overcome. But he scares her on purpose to make her stronger. Because if she always moves slowly, she'll always be scared. But before he can finish his thought, Debbie gently cuts in. Not now, Nolan. The scene shifts to a quiet, private room inside the moon base. Through the massive window behind them, Earth floats in the distance like a memory, peaceful, distant. Mark and Nolan sit across from each other, the silence between them carrying weight before Nolan speaks. He tells Mark that Rex has a lot of wisdom. Over time, he became more than just an ally to the Viltrumite Empire. That alliance, Nolan explains, grew into something closer to friendship. Mark can barely believe what he's hearing. "You're friends with him?" he asks, the words dripping with disbelief. Nolan nods, calmly. He says Rex did a lot of good. Before the war with the technicians changed everything. He wishes Mark could have seen it, but Mark doesn't want to hear it. His voice sharpens. He says he doesn't care what Rex accomplished. Not after everything Rex did. How could everyone, have bought into his lies? Nolan stays composed, but there's a trace of something heavier in his voice now. He explains that there are still those who oppose Rex, but even they saw that aligning with him was the only way to win the war. And now, Nolan says, "I feel like they're starting to see his side of—" He stops mid-sentence. A sudden, metallic noise shakes the room. Both father and son snap their heads to the sound. Mark blinks. "What in?" The sound of impact echoes through the corridor as Eve slams a glowing pink force field down, pinning Anissa to the floor. The Viltrumite woman snarls, but doesn't flinch. Even restrained, she exudes danger and arrogance. "You try my patience, woman," Anissa says, voice low and sharp. "I don't want to have to kill you." But Eve's face is stone. Her energy pulses with righteous fury. "I'd like to see you try," she spits back. "Not far off," Debbie gasps, instantly stepping in front of Tara. Her body shields the girl as the reality of what's happening crashes in. From deeper down the hall, Nolan comes barreling in, his voice booming. "Get Tara out of here!" Debbie grabs her granddaughter's hand and pulls her away. Tara grumbles, "Amen," but doesn't resist as they retreat. Nolan doesn't slow. He's heading straight for the fight. Mark finally arrives, too late to stop the explosion of violence, but just in time to see Eve like he's never seen her before. "Eve, what are you doing? Stop this." She doesn't even look at him. Eyes locked on Anissa, voice shaking with fury, Eve growls. "Don't help her." Mark steps between them, grabbing Eve and holding her back. His voice is firm but low, not from lack of emotion, but from too much. "I don't want you killing someone," he says, "or her killing you." But Eve's eyes are still burning. She shakes her head, voice trembling. "After what she did to you, I can't just let that go. Across the room, Nolan grabs Anissa by the wrist, lifting her with little effort. His tone is ice cold. What did you do to my son? Anissa barely has time to react. Her face a mixture of surprise and something close to guilt. I didn't. Mark interrupts. His voice is louder now, desperate. She didn't do anything. Eve stares at him in disbelief. Mark, but he repeats it, softer this time. Anissa didn't do anything. Nolan looks like he wants to keep pressing, but then Anissa speaks up. She says she just came to talk. Nolan doesn't give her the chance. Not now, he says. His voice is final. Leave. As Anissa walks away, the weight in Mark's face says it all. Eve looks at him, stunned, hurt, unsure what to say. And Mark can't even look her in the eyes. Mark stands across the room, tense. His back is to Eve and Tara, who sleeps curled up peacefully on Eve's lap. She exhales, then says softly, I'm sorry. She explains. Anissa asked where he was. She asked about him. And for some reason, that was it. She lost it. Eve looks at him, calm but clearly hurt. I don't remember the last time I was that furious with someone. Mark turns to face her. His expression is heavy. He's not angry. He's overwhelmed. You think I don't have enough going on right now? This is the last thing I need to deal with. I don't want my parents to know. Who knows what my dad would do? Eve crosses her arms. Her voice sharpens with clarity. You need to figure something out. He's not going to buy that nothing happened. Mark looks away. I don't want to think about that. He admits quietly. He walks over to the couch, kneels by it. His hand rests on the fabric near Tara, his voice gentler now. This is all that matters to me now. It's all I think about. It's all I care about. He looks up at Eve. I want to be here. I want to be with my girls. This is my life now, and I'm happy. This is how I want things to be. Eve meets his eyes, but says nothing. Mark gives her a soft smile, the kind that's more hope than certainty. I don't want anything to ever get in the way of that. As the sun begins to set over quiet hills, a figure streaks across the sky, leaving a white trail behind her. She lands softly on the grass outside a small, warm-looking house. It's familiar, comforting. She runs to the front door with anticipation. Inside, Scott sits in an armchair, holding a baby wrapped in soft blankets. The baby is fast asleep, nestled securely against his chest. He looks up with a quiet smile as she enters. She just zonked out, he whispers. The day was completely uneventful. I told you I could handle it. She leans in, kisses his forehead softly. You're a good man, Scott. He smiles again, modest. Then her face changes, a subtle tension rising in her voice. Is he awake? From somewhere inside the house, a small voice calls out, Mommy! Marky rushes toward her with open arms, his face lighting up with joy. I missed you, Mommy. You were gone too long. Anissa drops to one knee and embraces him tightly, smiling as if the entire universe stopped spinning for that moment. She lifts him gently into her arms, holding him close. Don't worry, Marky, she says softly, brushing his hair back with a tender touch. You know I'll never leave you. Her voice carries both warmth and weight, a quiet promise wrapped in guilt, hope, and fierce love. And that's the story, folks. Please, leave your thoughts below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this one. See you next time.